I mean, we're all Pokemon fans here, right? I mean, come on, what are you doing here if you're not a Pokemon fan? And what do Pokemon fans do? That's right, play Pokemon video games. But what about those unfortunate games that got scrapped or cancelled? Well, that's what we are talking about today. Let's start off with something simple, Pokemon Yellow's companion game. We all know the story about how Clefairy was almost the Pokemon mascot, right? Well, this kinda is involved in that story. What am I talking about? Well, it's Pokemon Pink, the companion game to Pokemon Yellow that was unfortunately scrapped or never released. Pokemon Pink was likely cancelled back somewhere in the 90s, but not many people know about what could have been the companion game to Pokemon Yellow. Well, you may be asking, wait, how do you know that Pokemon Pink was the actual planned game? To this I answer, well, in Pokemon Yellow there was leaked source code that revealed a possibility of another Kanto game, Pokemon Pink to be precise, well, the game we're talking about. And yeah, it never was announced by Nintendo. And to be honest, in my opinion, I don't think we're missing out on much. Like, Pokemon Yellow did already what it set out to do, be in the footsteps of the Pokemon anime, do all that shenanigans for better and for worse. So there was no real need for a companion game, and yeah, actually I think it's pretty okay that we didn't get it and the resources were used for the sequels instead. Next up we have Meowth's Party. This probably is also pretty well known since it was in the GameCube demo showcase. Well, this game was a demo itself. Well, the most interesting trivia about this demo is it was an ending theme song of the Pokemon anime series that was recreated in a technical demo that was showcased in the 2000 Space World demo, not demo, convention. The technical demo was used to demonstrate GameCube's graphical capabilities, and in this specific game, Team Rocket's Meowth is seen entertaining guests at a party with his red guitar. The demo had some Pokemon in it from the Gen 1 and 2 games, which were the same models, I think, from Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2. Or no, I think not the models were from Stadium, but the team who made Pokemon Stadium were behind this. Yeah, I think that was more right. But yeah, as we know now, this never came to fruition. Nothing became more of this technical interactive demo showcase whatever thingy. Just stayed the demo, just at least it was cool. Hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, cool. And next up, definitely the most unknown Pokemon cancelled game, Pokemon RPG. It didn't even have a title, or actually it's kind of known also as Pokemon DD or Pokemon Disk Drive, which was planned to be released for the Nintendo 64 Disk Drive. However, it was cancelled during development, probably because of the unpopularity of the device. In 1997, Miyamoto was questioned about this game, in which some of his responses were that it probably would be just a Japanese exclusive and he wasn't too sure of an American release. A year later, IGN showed 4 games, one of them being the Pokemon RPG. There's a good chance that everything that was scrapped was reused for Pokemon Colosseum, but that's not guaranteed. Here are some mock-ups I found of the game, which I think look pretty cool, especially for the 64 era. But other than that, there's not really much else to say, since, like I said, this is easily the most obscure one. There isn't that much stuff out there to know or look for. And of course, it's always a shame to miss out on Pokemon games, especially on mainline title RPGs on the consoles, which is a shame. And now, easily the most infamous, unreleased, or scrapped worked on Pokemon game, Pokemon Z. We all know this, we all know how 6th Gen suffered. I mean, If we wouldn't have the third gen remakes, I think we definitely would have gotten Pokemon Z, or at least some sort of other follow-up game for X and Y, since we all know it has its issues. Some stories don't get really finished, like Lysandre, Dexio. Battles are too easy, especially the gym battles. Yeah, there are locations that could still be used or were underused, to be more specific. Zygarde, yeah, he really got the short end of the stick. Okay, I don't need to tell this, you all know this. But, okay, what else about it? Well, what are the reasons that it didn't happen? Well, the most talked about issues or problems that could have caused this game not happening was firstly the sales. I mean, X and Y did sell well, especially for a new generation, but when you look across all of the main series games, not any of the follow-ups or third games really have the best sales. Like for crying out loud, Crystal, Emerald, Black 2, White 2, those games are some of the lowest selling Pokemon games out of any. So yeah, that easily could have influenced that. Well, actually, also researching this, there could have been some political issues that could have messed with Game Freak's ideas about making this game. While researching and finding information for the video, I came across some articles and posts about possible reasons for Pokemon Z not getting developed or contributing to the possibility of the game in the end result not just getting made at all. Which the reason is terrorist attacks happening in France at the same time Pokemon Z would be announced. So yeah, that would be poor taste, and even now you can see stuff like that going on, where Nintendo or Game Freak or any Nintendo company associated, whatever, just doesn't do something because it could be seen as in poor taste. And in my opinion, the most contributing factor to the games not being made at all is limited resources and time. Like, for crying out loud, Omega Ruby and Sapphire were a thing. Like, I don't know where I heard it, but I saw an ad or mention or whatever from the team that as soon as X and Y ended, they were tasked with remaking Gen 3. But yeah, otherwise than that, I think that's pretty much it for this, since there's nothing really new I can add to this. I mean, this is the most infamous scrapped game after all. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you liked it, since instead of uploading pretty much 3 videos like usual, I didn't make one, so I had more time for this one, since it was a topic I wanted to talk about. I mean, if you haven't noticed by yet, scrapped and used beta stuff, especially for Pokemon, is like my jam, especially for content. By more time goes on, I start to realize that I have the most fun making these types of videos, so I hope you also like watching them. I think my favorite scrapped game was that Pokemon RPG game for the disc drive, and kinda it was the closest to happening, since if the disc drive would have sold well, it probably would have happened. So yeah. Yeah, what's your favorite? Let me know please in the comments. And otherwise, I hope to see you soon. Stay tuned.